We'll see. We do know that Jason comes to fight each and every time. He definitely comes to win and stuff like that. He's a tough guy. Do I think he's on my level? No. But this ain't the point. This ain't the point why we made this fight. This ain't the point why we pick him. We come to. This is totally for my fans. This is for me and my fans, because a lot of my people, my handlers, they didn't want this fight. They didn't want me. We didn't have to have this fight. We didn't have to take this fight. We could have sat back. I'm in a beautiful position of fighting for a world title. I'm in a position, so why risk anything? Anybody, no matter what their record are, what the record is, it's dangerous. It's something that when we go in and fight him, we don't know what's going to happen. And if I lose, I miss my spot as fighting for the world title. So that's a risk. Anybody with anything, it's a risk. That put on a heavyweight, that put on a glove, it's a risk, because all it takes is 1 point. But I wanted to do it for me because, I'm always my best when I'm fighting consistently. People have never known me to have this such big layoff for myself, and I wanted to do it for the fans. So this is definitely dedicated to the fans, and we're going to see what happens. But I'm confident in what's going to happen. I'm going to come out with the victory and get ready for Stiverne.
So you see this more as a showcase, and staying busy is definitely one of the elements that fighters need to be sharp in the ring, but the other one is the quality of competition. So even in this fight, you say he probably doesn't have much of a shot against you. How do you feel your experience level is in the ring with the kind of competition you face opposing Stiverne, who has clearly faced a bit stronger competition than you have to this point?
Why would you say he's faced a stronger name one guy that's stronger competition that he's faced than me?
Well, I mean, even Chris Arreola twice is probably a better fighter than anyone that you faced, right?
He got a gatekeeping Chris Arreola as well too. That's about. We can just say Malik. I can say Malik. I got Malik beating Chris Arreola all day. The only thing Chris was going to come in is relay for power. Malik is one of the most technical boxers I put period in the world. So if he got Chris Arreola and I got my man Malik, then who else he got?
So you feel like your level of competition is equal?
Who else he got?
No, I'm asking you how you. It's all that subjective.
I feel that people do their homework. If they go tally up the win and losses of my opponents and go tally up the win and losses of his opponents, they'll get their answer and see who's been fighting a better competition. They got to go do their homework first. Because everybody gonna say, oh, he didn't fought better competition based off of a Chris Arreola because the fight went 12 rounds, and then the fight went all the way around the first time he fought him. Then the second time around it went 6. Now if he would have knocked him out the first round, just like I've knocked all my guys out easy past the 4th round, then they would say the same thing about him that they're saying about me, due to the fact that I've knocked out 31 guys under the 4th round. People, oh, he's got to be the competition level. Oh, he's not fighting nobody. Now if I have went all rounds with all my opponents, some with 12 rounds been decision, then I'll be the greatest thing there is. I am definitely the heavyweight champion of the world. So I want, before people make their judgment, I really want them to go back and do their homeworks and base it off of that. Base it off of one fight of a fighter, you can't tell. But everybody's up to their own opinion whether they do their homework or not. Comes that time, comes that night, we shall see who win the fight.
So technically, the matchup for you, obviously, you feel like you have the advantage. What advantages do you see versus Stiverne in the ring?
Stiverne is slow. Stiverne is slow. He keep his hand down low due to a taller fighter like me that keep my punches out straight and with longer arms. Even though I'm not saying that just because you're a taller fighter with longer arms, you have the advantage of nobody, because I disagree with that. It just all depends on your style of training. For me, being a taller guy that uses my height and uses my distance, what he have is tailor-made for me. He's flat-footed. He keep his hands down. And when he gets fatigued, he like to lean on the rope. And the only punches that he have is the hook and the overhand right, which is, okay. Which that's the only thing he have for me. So, far as for me, he's gonna have to deal with speed. He's gonna have to deal with a guy that's taller with longer arms. He's gonna have to deal with a guy with athletic. He's gonna deal with a guy that's the strongest he's ever faced in in his career. And he just see if he, I don't think he's a believer of the power that I possess. But I'm willing to show him. I'm going to show him. You know, people say, what happens when you hit a guy and he takes it and he still keep coming? You know, the answer to that, you keep hitting him. Because the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. And after a while, once the head keeps continuing to get hit, keeps continuing to hit, now there's become a little brain damage and come in there, and he must fall because the head is not going to just hold up.
And lastly, the American fans are so hungry for an American heavyweight that they've adopted Stiverne just because he lives here. How important is it to you to put the heavyweight title around an American-born fighter's waist?
Oh, it's super important. You know, it's been a long time coming. A lot of people want to see the heavyweight division fully back. That's with a pure American heavyweight. And I think I'm the guy. I'm ready to be the face of boxing, and I'm ready to bring the heavyweight division back to par like it once were. And so it's super important for me to handle business and do what I got to do come that night of the fight. And I'm ready. I'm mentally and physically prepared and ready for this fight. You know, and I think his team and even himself, even though they say it, you know, because that's the typical thing to say, I'm ready or he has nothing for me because of fight. Nobody wants to see our weakness. But even with his team and even with himself, I feel they definitely have. They say they has no worries, but that's a lie. I feel they have a lot. Anybody, even myself, if I had to face a guy that was 31-0 or finna be 32-0 with all knockouts, that would be in the back of my mind. That would be a concern. That man power is real. You know, my power is real. It's to the point where I'm scared to own his own weapon. You know, but it's gonna be a great fight. Like I said, I can do all the talking, all I want, and because we didn't see me and fighters talk off at the mouth in the first round. They got knocked out. What happened, man? I had a bad night.
Good luck. Good luck. It's great.
Thank you.
Radio Raheem with Deontay Wilder, and the one thing that heavyweights can do that nobody else can do, they can eat sugar babies right throughout the interview.
This shit good as hell.